here we have Cara Diaz.
Clara.
Clara Diaz. How are you doing, Cara?
I'm good today.
Why don't you tell me and the people at home watching today right now a little bit about yourself?
Well, I consider myself an entrepreneur, a businesswoman. I am a financial counselor. I'm also an artist, and I model part-time too.
Tell me about your entrepreneurship.
My entrepreneurship. Well, I run an artist business myself. I'm an artist, so I have to do a lot of the marketing, just getting out there, managing exhibits, competitions. So.
What kind of art do you do?
More abstract work.
Okay.
Abstract painting.
Can you tell me about that, or should it just be abstract?
Well, it's abstract. It's more just imaginative painting,
Right.
decorative. Everything's very colorful. I use a lot of tropical colors. I'm from the Caribbean, and I just paint whatever I feel, and people like it, and it looks pretty.
How would you characterize your painting? Like, what is the major influence in the way you do your art?
My major influence,
Yeah.
just how I feel.
Oh yeah.
However I feel, and you can see my paintings. I'm pretty much a very happy person. I'm very cheerful. I'm always trying to be positive. So most of my paintings, when people look at them, they're like, "Wow, it makes me happy," because that's how I felt when I was painting it.
Right.
And the colors are very bright, so it's my mood basically.
What other line of business do you run?
What other line of business?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I also do some modeling.
Right.
And I'm also a financial counselor. So I sit down with people on an everyday basis and just...
Do you work for yourself in the job, or do you?
In that job now, I work for another company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about your modeling experience.
About my modeling experience,
Right.
Well, I've done a couple of photo shoots for some magazines and some private photographers just for their own projects. And that's very good because I'm confident of myself,
Right.
and I think I look good in a picture. So hey, why not?
What did you learn most from your modeling job?
What did I learn the most?
Yeah.
Well, just interacting with people is the way you interact. No matter if it's a photographer or one of my clients. You have to be very personable and just pay attention to the person, and be at the place where you are, and not have your mind somewhere else. So focus.
Yeah. In your artist management portfolio, do you just manage yourself, or do you manage other artists as well?
Well, I started to manage other artists, but because of everything else that I do, I stopped doing that. So I'm just concentrating on myself.
Okay. Have you been to an exhibition?
For other artists?
No, for yourself. Have you exhibited your art?
Yes, I have.
Tell us about that experience.
Well, I've exhibited in our open studios, and that's been one of the hardest ones because you have to do everything, from the setup, do all the labels yourself. But if I exhibit at a gallery, then the gallery takes care of everything for me. They, mount everything. They do the display. They bring in all the cheese and crackers. But when you do the studio, you have to do kind of everything yourself.
You have to bring in your own cheese.
Yes. You have to bring everything in yourself. Mount everything in yourself, and everything. But it's a good experience.
That's great. So tell us, what would you like to work on today?
Well, today I would like to work on maybe a little bit of motivation because I do so many things. At certain times I get burned out, and I would like to focus on more of my artistic side and being a little bit more productive, where I think that I can be a little bit more productive financially and gain more if I maybe concentrated on one thing rather than having so many different obligations that I have. So just being a little more motivated and focused and not having, and I hate to say this, but kind of like a fear of success, where, sometimes I won't do certain things because I'm a little fearful, of taking that move. So just me not being a little fearless and having some more motivation and focus. I don't know, there's 3 things, but I don't know if you can work on all those at the same time.
What do you feel you need to do to stay focused?
What do I feel I need to do to stay focused? Maybe writing down my goals will help. Writing things down. Not having so many things. Like sometimes I tend to overbook myself, and not overbooking myself so that I can have time to complete a task, and move on to the next. Complete it well.
What is it that you're working on right now, which you feel you need the most focus and concentration?
Right, working on myself too. I'm working on setting myself up so that I don't have to work for someone else. So
Be more specific.
For example, with my artwork, getting out in more venues, not being so afraid of,
Specifically, what do you need to do to get to the venue?
Say that again?
What I'm seeing right now is that it's hard for you to focus because you don't exactly know what you need to do.
Exactly.
And it is impossible to focus when you don't know what you're about to do, right? So maybe you don't have to make all the life decision in this 1 hour, right? Maybe you could pick on 1 or 2 things that you want to focus your energy on for next week. And I think we're also on a journey to get to know better about ourselves, right? And once you find that focus and concentration and finish a task, you will know yourself better enough for you to focus and concentrate on other tasks, right? Like you will know what it is like, and you will know what you need to do to accomplish other tasks, right? So pick 1 or 2 things that you most want to finish today.
Today.
Or this week.
That I want to finish this week. I would like to. I have two competitions that I'm applying for, and I would like to get it in all of my package for that submission for my artwork. I would like to.
How long have you been working on the submission art?
About 2 weeks.
When is the deadline?
Tomorrow.
Okay, so we have to do this today.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the competition.
Well, the competition is $10,000 prize,
Nice.
and it's
You'll buy me a beer when
an exhibit in in Dallas, and it's an exhibit for emerging artists, and you get to submit like 3 pieces, and then they choose one, and the top winner gets $10,000, and then the prices go down. Like second place is like $5,000 and $3,000. Yeah.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's whatever, it's fine. Even just for the.
The Pulitzer Prize is only like 10,000 or like 15,000, right?
Yeah.
So you're almost there. What do you need to do to get it ready on Saturday?
What I need to do, I need to actually I need to I need to email them with the images that I want, the description of the images, my artist biography, my artist resume, and I need to mail in $35.
Okay. We're going to do something that has never been done in my show before. I'm going to make you to write these down, okay?
Okay. You want me to mail in the steps that I need to do to submit for this competition?
First of all, I want you to write down the name of the competition, or the title of the project that you're working on. Or you just write down the Dallas art competition.
$10,000
Right.
artist competition. Okay.
Why do you want to do this? Give me 3 reasons why you want to.
I want exposure,
Right.
recognition,
Mm-hmm.
and money so that I can continue art making.
Mm-hmm.
Money for art making.
Right.
And paying some bills, you know.
Yeah, those can wait.
Those can wait, right? Okay.
Now write down what you need to do specifically to enter that contest.
Email.
Like prioritize.
Yeah.
Okay, first write down number 1 beside email.
Okay, so number 1. I said email, CV, and 3 images with descriptions.
Do you have that available?
Yes. Actually, the CV I need to work on. I need to just tune.
So number 1 should be write your CV, right?
Yeah, CV, right. So let's say write CV. Okay.
Right.
Oops. Write CV.
Right. And is the images available?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can just email them.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So write the CV.
Email CV
Email it.
and 3 images with descriptions.
And is the description available?
The descriptions are available. Yes.
So it's ready to go.
Yes.
Okay. What's the second thing you need to do to submit to this competition?
I need to mail in $35.
Okay. Do you have a check?
I need to go buy money order for them.
Okay, so step 2 is go buy money order of $35.
You mean step 3?
Yeah, sorry.
Buy money order. And
Do you know the address?
Yes, I
to
do.
send it to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know what you need to do? Have you sent money orders before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you know the drill, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so where is this money order place?
The money order place? Oh, it's like on the street, the corner of my house.
Okay, write down. Walk to the corner of your house.
Walk to check cashing place?
Yeah. So on step 3 is like you have to.
So go to check cashing place, right?
Right. So they don't accept checks.
Go to check cash. No, they want a money order or a bank check. But money orders are cheaper, so go to check cashing. Go to check cashing, buy money order.
Right.
Okay.
What's the next step? Next step, you put that in an envelope, right?
Yep. Putting envelope. Please.
Well, do you have an envelope at home?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And stamps.
And stamps? You know the address to send to?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Envelope.
Is there a form you need to fill out?
No.
So you email
Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, there is a form, I think.
Okay. So step 5 is to find the form.
I have the form.
You have the form. Is it ready? Do you know where it is at home?
Oh, I have it in my bag, actually.
All right. So step 5 is take the form out of your bag.
Take form. Take form out of bag.
Right. Step 6 is to fill in the form, right?
Complete form.
Right. So step 7 is put the check and the form
Place check and form in envelope.
in envelope.
Place a stamp on the
Yes, write the address on the outside of the envelope and then place a stamp on it.
right address. Right address on envelope.
And is that ready to go? Is there anything
And
else?
place stamp.
Right.
Place stamp. And I probably have to drive it to the post office because it needs to be postmarked. December 1st.
What day is today?
The 30th. So I have to do everything by tomorrow.
Yeah. Is it a long ride?
No, it's by my house.
Can you do this today?
No, I can't.
Okay. So what time tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm going to wake up at 9 a.m.
Okay. So set alarm clock at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Set alarm.
And step 11 is to. Is that it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So step 11, yeah, drive to the post office.
Drive to the post office.
And mail it.
And mail. Complete.
So this is more clear to you what you need to do, right?
Yes.
Whereas before you have this big task in front of you. And you sort of know what to do, but you don't really know, like, this is like a big case in front of you. So you can't, like, your mind could only focus on one thing at a time.
Right.
By the way, this is the way the army do things. You know, like, this is what we call an order. You don't, an order when you watch TV, right, it's just some guy yelling at things. But an order is actually a set of procedure that is very detailed, that you can pass on to the next guy. And the next guy could execute it and tell his subordinate what to do exactly, right?
Right.
If the general just go to that town.
What town?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do, right? So now you know exactly what to do, and on each step you can focus on what to do, right?
Yes.
Right. So for other things that you're doing, for example, setting up a gallery or setting up your own show, this is going to sound a little bit overwhelming. I think that's where the fear comes in, right? You mentioned earlier that before the camera turns on, you get a little bit exhausted. It's because the exhaustion is not just from overworking. The exhaustion is also your mind chasing things that are too elusive to chase. But right now you got this list. Your mind could be focused on write your CV. That is done, and you can cross that off, right?
Right.
And so your mind could go and work on the next thing, which is emailing it to somebody else. And your task is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And there's a point where you'll finish that task, right?
Yes.
Right.
I feel good.
Right. And if you're trying to chase that, you want to be a successful artist, that is a very good and positive goal, but that is not exactly a goal, right? When your mind is trying to chase that, there's no point at which to benchmark it and say, oh, this is what I need to do. So for your art task, you can just set it up so you can manage it better, right? You follow things step by step, and I know a lot of people that runs marathon. I can't do that. But all they tell me is that it's just one step at a time. And next thing you know, you run 26 miles. Just focus on the next step. When you don't have this written out, right, then not only do you have to focus on the next step, you have to focus on the entire journey without the plan, right? So now you can always just focus on the next step. And you know how to concentrate better, and you know where the focus is going to be. We're still going to work on that with hypnosis, but you're getting my point, right?
Yes, I am.
All right.
And that's a very good point.
Right.
You're right, because not only am I concentrating on what I have to do, but also like, okay, one time I do this, once I finish this, then I have to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and then if I have it written down, then at least it's a set of steps,
Right.
rather than just like an elevator and I don't even know where I'm going to stop.
Right. You mentioned that you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to work for yourself, right?
Yeah.
When you go to work and your manager tells you what to do, he's just doing what I just did with you, right? He got paid a lot more money just so he could write these things down and hand it to you. So when you become an entrepreneur, I think this is the task that you need to do to be your own boss, right? There are two persons here. When you say be your own boss, there's the boss and there's you, right? Yeah. So tell me about, very quickly, when you mentioned like a fear of success, right? How do you feel when you're fearful?
Well, I don't feel motivated. I feel unmotivated, and I feel like it's a little overwhelming. I feel overwhelmed, and sometimes I feel like it's so much at hand,
Right.
that I don't want to do anything. Like it's
That's
so
true.
much that I don't want to do anything.
It is.
That's
It's
how I
true.
feel.
A lot of people experience that. I experienced that too. But again, the solution to that is just write things down, right? It is not that bad. It may feel overwhelming, but it is what you told me. I respect you a lot, but it is really not that much stuff to do, right? Like you can set in 10 contests a day if you just know exactly what you're doing, right? A lot of people manage 2 or 3 jobs these days, and they seem to work fine. So we can agree that it is not real that it is overwhelming. You just feel that way, right?
That's true.
Right. And you know, and I think we are all being very reasonable here. I work with people that are doing things that are impossible to do. Like they want to start a company in like 2 weeks, and you have to like talk to all the bankers and get all the real estate done in 2 weeks. That's when I tell my clients that, okay, that is literally overwhelming. But like what you're experiencing right here is just, you feel overwhelming, but it's not, right?
Yeah, it's probably just in my mind.
Right. So what else do you feel when you think you have a fear of success?
Well, I have a fear of failing.
Okay.
You know, like its counterpart. You know, it's like.
Tell me about what constitutes as failure to you.
What comes to failure?
Yeah.
Not making any money on something on a job that I put a lot of effort into. Not making any money, not like feeling like I worked for nothing. That's what I feel.
Well, you know what they say, there's no failure, there's only lessons, right? Right. But let's focus on you, not what other people are saying. What kind of thoughts go through your head specifically when you feel overwhelmed?
What kind of thoughts do I have when I feel overwhelmed?
Yeah.
I feel like, what kind of thoughts? Well, I feel like there's like, I have a cup, right? And like, it's full of water and it's just overflowing, and I want to like, there's something that I'm supposed to do with what's in the cup, but I just can't because I can't move fast enough with it. I kind of feel like I'm out of time sometimes.
Right.
Like there's not enough times in the day.
Right.
That's how I feel. Then those are the kind of thoughts
Is
that I
that
have.
your feeling or is that your thinking?
That's my thinking.
Okay. And when you have those thoughts, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I just, try to concentrate on one thing and I say, okay, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to move to the next. But I feel myself still like worrying, even though I say, okay, all right, there's, 10 things that I need, there's 1,000 things I need to do, which it feels like every time like it's 1,000 things I need to do, because what I should be doing is writing things down, like you said, and breaking them up in small tasks, and that's what I'm not doing. It's just like, okay, I know that I have to, work on an exhibit, contact this person, but I try to keep a mental note rather than putting it in paper, and then that's probably just all clogging in my head, all this information and all these different tasks and all these different wants.
But I just need to know what kind of action do you take when you feel overwhelmed?
What kind of actions do I take?
Right. I know what you didn't do.
Sometimes I meditate
Okay.
when I'm feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes I meditate because I understand that, like, I may feel like if no matter how much I work, I'm still not gonna complete the task. So sometimes I meditate just to ease my mind.
Do you find that constructive?
Very much.
Is that more constructive than doing what you need to do?
Sometimes.
Do you find
Well,
that you use
in a
that
way,
as an escape? That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
Okay.
not really.
What else do you do?
When I'm feeling overwhelmed,
Yeah.
I just throw everything up and don't do anything sometimes.
When you don't do anything, what are you doing?
I'll read a book, or
Okay.
I'll take a nap,
Okay.
or sometimes I'll hustle more. You know, it depends. It's different times, you know.
Okay. So there's no one thing that you
No.
do to try to pass the time. Okay, fair enough. Let's say you can pretend that you're the perfect Cara, excuse me, in the future, and everything is perfect, and you're motivated, and you're just feeling it, going with the flow. What do you feel when you're in the future being the perfect Clara?
Being the perfect Clara?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I would be making my own schedule. I'll be living in a really nice house, driving a really nice car, being comfortable financially, working for myself where, I can say, yes, I'll do that, no, I won't do that. Making choices for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
But how that is more like what you will be thinking.
But what would I be doing?
What would you feel first?
I would feel happy, relaxed. I will feel good about what I'm doing. I'll feel good about what I'm doing. I'll be relaxed. I'll be happy with myself. Be happy with the people around me. That's how it would be in the perfect world.
Okay. What kind of thoughts would go through your head?
Boy, it's good to be me.
What other thoughts would go through your head?
What other thoughts? Well, in this perfect place, right? I would have no worries about like finances, so I'll be able to share more with my family. I would be happy about doing things with other people. I would like to travel. I would be thinking about traveling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go?
Warm places.
It's pretty warm here.
Maybe
today.
Europe, the Caribbean,
Oh, nice.
Australia, everywhere, places I haven't been to.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
And when you're that perfect Cara, what would you be doing?
What would I be doing?
Yeah.
I'll be work-wise. I'll be having an art studio.
Well, more specifically, what kind of action?
What do you mean?
You're like more efficient. When you can manage your task better,
Mm-hmm.
what exactly would you be doing?
I feel like I would be managing my own company better, being
Right.
more productive and more just getting more money, more
Okay.
money, more recognition, meeting a lot more people, and people that will help me along the way.
What would you do though? As in, like, would you be painting more? Would you be entering more contests? Would you find it easier to fill out applications?
I will be painting more. At that perfect moment, I would probably have someone doing that for me. so I
So
can
much for
paint
the
more.
passion.
Yeah, so that I can paint more. You know,
Right.
I need.
Oh yeah, the paperwork you mean? Okay.
Yeah, the paperwork and more of like the managing stuff.
Right. Okay.
The paperwork and the exhibiting and working those deals out so that I can paint.
So you want to spend more time like painting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not have to worry about if while I'm painting, I need to be making money instead. You know,
Okay.
and concentrate on my product.
Right.